Frank, the Supreme, it's a beauty. Tell us all about it.
Well, this particular van that we're featuring at the moment, it's what we call a territory, which is a semi-off-road unit.
And who better to tell us all about it than Frank Prosenik from Supreme.
We cut our teeth on this particular product, the Getaway.
Products that are proving really successful for you.
From our business, doing the off-road market, definitely. The industry in general has been very exciting, and we've grown with that industry.
I'm like Diana Ross. I guess it's because I'm surrounded by the Supremes. Here they are.
There aren't too many caravan manufacturers out there that can boast such longevity in the industry as Supreme Caravans. They have been building caravans now for 30 years, and we're here to get the story. Frank, you've been in the caravan manufacturing industry now for 30 years. What was it that made you start?
If you've got about 4 hours, Max, if we can sit and talk about it. I wanted to sell prestige cars. That was my intention, and as it turned out, where I did my apprenticeship, my two bosses, and they left their industry and started a little caravan yard in Sydney Road, Fawkner. It was one Saturday afternoon, George, one of the brothers said, "Oh, Frank, we're getting out of caravans. Do you want to buy the business?" So we started a second-hand caravan yard in Sydney Road, Fawkner, where we were up till 5 years ago. And further after that, brother Karl come on board.
We migrated from Slovenia, which is northern part of the old Yugoslavia there, and we migrated, back in 1967. Frank was 8 and I was 4, so it was a few exciting years.
When you migrated with your family, what do you remember?
Sleeping on a suitcase at 2 o'clock in the morning at a train station.
We get along like two siblings do. We have our ups and downs and our moments, but generally, we were fairly thick. Carl's probably never forgiven me for this, but I tore apart his toy robot, pulled it to bits because I've always been intrigued with how things work, and unfortunately couldn't put it back together, and he still hasn't forgiven me about that.
Yeah, well, that's a very, very true story. Frank can pull anything apart, putting it back together. And I think Frank, he faked the flu, he faked the cold, so he could stay home from school. And I hid that robot, and when I got back from school, he found it. And it used to walk, and lights used to flash, and it doesn't walk and doesn't flash anymore. It's still not working.
Yeah, very, very touchy sore point, that one. In '86, we started manufacturing. One of the manufacturers that we were agents for, they ceased business. One particular November, I'll never forget it, the guy came in and said, "Look, we're finished," and we had trade-ins and took deposits on a model which was called the Fisherman, and then translated to the Getaway. So it was virtually Karl and myself. It was an overnight decision. We got 1 or 2 guys in one of the in the workshop there. It's a little small garage, and we thought, we'll just fulfil these orders to keep the customers happy. And anyway, that was the first Getaway rolled off the line, and it just progressed from there.
What do you remember about those very early days, those first few vans?
Oh, look, the first early days and the first few caravans, it was a great learning curve. When we're going to make the next mistake, it was basically the camaraderie between Frank and myself, and we're just learning through the whole process and meeting a lot of great people and customers on the way through.
Our boardroom was leaning over on a forklift, having a few beers of a night after 5 o'clock, and discussing, you know, how can we improve the product, or what can we do, and we put a shower in it, blah blah blah. There's the old
office, yeah. The old shed there.
Over there.
It's a bit drizzly, but the cracked concrete, that hasn't moved.
Yeah, wouldn't have it any other way. Train station's still there, which is good.
Definitely haven't moved the train station. No.
So this is it, Carl. This is where it all began.
Yes, I wouldn't think the old shed would be still standing, but obviously it still is.
Mate, it's good to see it still leaks everywhere the way it used to. Yeah, it brings back a lot of memories, this place here.
I think we left a few airlines behind. I might come back and grab them later.
The old boardroom, forklift. We made a lot of good and bad decisions over the years, leaning over the forklift after 5 o'clock.
Actually, I'm just having a look where they keep their beer fridge here now. We used to have ours just straight across there.
Yep, just behind us, I don't know if you can see, that was the sales office. We had spare parts and everything else crammed in there. The place used to hold maximum about 45 vans, and they were crammed together. You could just manage to slip down each side of them. But yeah, look, we managed then, and our chassis numbers started with 0001 in here. Actually, just in that building over there. This is where Billy's first bench was. This is where actually built the first. Remember that? We built the first.
Yeah, they used to make the walls and the furniture, and we had the saws all there, and yes, we had quite a hive of activity.
Well, the place has turned into a pot place, a retail place, and our first central air conditioner up there. I remember installing that. The roller door there, we used to push them out, the finished product out of there, and you know, back then we used to make one a week. Yeah, but this was the birthplace.
Yeah, Frank, I've walked around. I'm looking for that the bar fridge. They must hide there one. Ours was quite easily accessible, but only after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, a lot of memories. We'll have to come back and get these airlines, Carl, I think.
Yeah, a couple of extension leads we can use as well.
It's a long way from the old garage to this amazing showroom.
We've been in the new sales centre here at Craigieburn for approximately about 5 years now. We started from humble beginnings and not the amenities that we're used to now, but it's you know, it got us through, and we're quite proud of the new showroom and the new premises that hopefully this will push us forward to the next 30 years.
As I understand it, Karl, Supreme was the first manufacturer to fit off-road running gear to a caravan.
Oh, look, Supreme Caravans were one of the pioneers in the off-road caravan market, putting independent suspension, four-wheel drive tyres, also checker plate protection for caravans, because early days caravans were just made to go on a bitumen.
I proposed to my wife in a caravan, Max. And I've still got the first dollar I ever made.
You have got the first dollar note that you ever made hanging on your wall. What's the story behind that?
We used to sort of read the age back then, trying to buy and selling second-hand vans, and there was this one particular van that was in, up the other side of Baronia somewhere. It was a wet Saturday morning. I got there and the guy said, oh, the caravan's up on top of a bit of a hill there. He said, go and have a look. So I walked towards, it was a coronet, walked towards his van. There was a puddle next to the step. There was this scrunched up dollar note in the puddle, so I picked that up. And there he is hanging on the wall. You could probably say that, well, that literally is the first dollar I ever made out of caravans, and probably haven't made one since, mate. We do manufacture our own chassis. Well, indirectly, we're my two sons, Michael and Robert, run Road King chassis, which are also established in Camberfield, and Road King specifically built for Supreme Caravans. We built the main manufacturing plant in Camberfield around the 2001 mark. Our manufacturing facilities, the main factory's at number 44 Marola Way, and we have 3 other satellite factories very close by, where different stages of vans are manufactured before they're dispatched out to our dealer network. So when are you thinking of retiring, brother?
Not in the immediate future. While we can still get up in the morning, I think we keep on going. Thanks for the 30 years, and I hope the next 30 years will be just as good.
Yeah, congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
Well done.